Nice. I'd like to also give a shout out to Hitaka, who's our tracker. They'll be doing a lot of extra work on the side to help us out here.
So, kind of curious out there, chat. What are you hoping for tonight? You hoping for a jet seed, maybe a little trillionness, and we're getting ready to get going here. Hey, listen.
Also, I think it's funny. What if they get bombs after getting bombs?
You never know. With the way this game works, sometimes you get a whole bunch of bombs and not much else. I got some people saying Trollius the Troll. Some people saying they're thinking Shade Seed is due. Misery Seed. So it's 10:30 at night for some of us. Maybe a little later over in Europe. People want some misery, it seems.
Oh yeah. Well, the Fire Rod start is, in my opinion, I think the fastest start out of all the types, but usually the hardest to get bombs, with the exception of getting bombs from chest, obviously.
Yeah, it's going to be fairly nice to get a little bit of a refill here, and there's some bombs in that chest. A little bit of a refill at that first chest, and then you're kind of on your own. You got to watch your magic a little bit unless you get a couple of good refills.
All right, as they're hopping into the sequence, let's see how the first areas treat them with.
So we've got the double key going on here right at the start. I'm a little curious to see what it looks like when Dave gets to the ball and chain guard there, giving a Sprite. I mean, a little bit of a mirror match.
Fire Rod is just destroying these rooms relatively easy. Well, nothing too crazy out of any of the chests in the escape sequence, but at least it's been a pretty easy run so far.
Yeah, not too difficult.
Yes, we are playing a standard randomized start weapons in this tournament. That means that they have to do the escape and save Zelda, and they start with a random grouping of weapons from hammer to fire rod to cane of Burna. We can get bombs, we can get hammer, and a very slight % chance we could get sword with and cane of Samaria. All right, it says that as they go into the sewer sequence, they'll be checking some of these pots to get some magic and health. So hopefully they can just hit the rat in the back and get the key without any issues. Uh-oh, Firewood's finding that wrong rat. But he was able to get it right at the end. We got a cane, a burner. Can help with some areas and help fighting on things. And as we're about to head out of here, most of the time racers tend to go straight toward Kakariko, but maybe we'll have some changes based on people's opinion. That bottle's very nice with routing, so they can check out Sick Kid, and the potential of maybe even breaking through Pod with that.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be running the normal route to go up here and check Lumberjack Ledge perhaps first.
Yeah, I think this is the most popular route. Every now and again I see some changes based on preference, but it's not common.
Yeah, I think you get a lot of the checks up here because of the fact that if you've got a needed item or a necessary item for the run that's on here, you know you've got an ag up fight come up, so you kind of route that in too. And it's just going to be a heart piece this time.
Nothing too amazing out there, just 20 rupees, but since they're pretty strapped on money, it's a decent pickup.
Yeah, plus I'll get you a little bit closer to getting that bottle vendor. You need 100 for that, so... Oh, there's another 50, so that will help a little bit.
Random point, I think it's interesting that Firewood King split is red right now. Normally that indicates he's done something faster. I really want to know how he has a split faster than something right now. Looks like we got some money in a red boomerang. Nothing wrong with red, but I prefer the blue one.
I'm always a little bit more partial to red, but both are okay. They'll at least help you through some of the early game stuff.
Yeah, this has been a very bomb-heavy seed. Oh, and the Moon Pearl. They also got some gloves. With how much money they've gotten early, Zork is definitely going to be in the picture, I feel like.
I think so as well. We've got quite a chunk of change here. Question is, do you go for Zora early, or do you try and route it in a little bit later when you get possibly closer to Eastern Palace?
That's true. And starting weapon was Fire Rod. I think that I would probably route it early. They have the money and the Moon Pearl to be able to do Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty good option. You just kind of fake flip her over there.
Did Ultimate Dave not go to Sick Kid? I think he passed it up.
He did not, and I think he might regret that soon.
Oh my goodness. We've got fashionable wear with the Sick Kid.
Oh yeah, he's going to regret that.
Oh wow, and he auto gets the flute because of it.
Indeed. So firewoodking probably going to be able just to go back to Kakariko and get the swag duck right now.
I gotta say, that's probably the fastest escalated quickly moment I've seen in a while.
I think I'd have to agree on that one.
I wouldn't say it this way, since it is early, there is a very good chance he goes back to that, hopefully in the next 10 minutes. While that is going to be a time loss, I don't think it's as bad as it could be.
Yeah, if he gets stuck at some point here, if he doesn't get any progression, he'll probably head back to Sick Kid just to clean that up.
But the dam had absolutely nothing. Now we get to see what Mini Moldorm is from Dave's perspective. Yeah, it is an isolated check, I agree. Oh, we got Book.
Mm-hmm. And a shield. Ooh, and it looks like a lamp over on Dave's side there. And I think firewoodking is heading right on over to Mini Moldorm Cave himself, so we'll be caught right back up.
So yeah, Dave will not be completely shut out if they end up getting tier 2 mitts is their entrance into the place, because he'll have to go back by there anyway to Thieves Town area.
Yeah. And firewoodking on the left, they're having a little bit of a difficulty with the bombs. I've run into that myself. It's not fun when you get trapped down there by a Mini Moldorm. You just can't move.
Nice 8 bomb drop for him though.
And that'll make up for some of the bombs that he had to use to get through there.
I had just noticed Dave's actually 1 heart. That's pretty scary right now.
It's actually really scary, especially if he's gonna go up and try and rope in Waterfall and Zora here, because of the fact that the crab enemies do 2 hearts of damage, so he gets hit by one of those, and that's not too hard to get hit by one of those on accident. That's a death for him.
I think that the things the Zora shoot, those laser pellets, I think they do 1 heart in green mail too.
Yep. That they do. Plus, if you get hit by one of them while you're fake flippering, that's going to be a a death to prevent the soft lock.
Well, Ice Arcade not having much in there.
And we've got a male in the waterfall. He's gonna, I think Dave's maybe gonna try and water walk over here to Zora.
Yeah, and this is why I was worried about his health. He could get hit while he was in here at 1 heart for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. You know, you just get hit by not just by a fireball, but one of those Zoras popping up out of the water. You gotta be real careful of them.
But with that blue tunic, he should make it. Also, I am sad to see the blue boomerang. It'll probably never get picked up. And for firewood, it makes perfect sense to go straight to desert with boots and fire rod.
Let's see what Zora's got over here. A little bit less of a life lesson than normal.
It's like it's apprentice life lesson. He taught him, but he didn't want to hurt him too bad.
Yeah. Made a little bit of a trade there, 500 for 300. Slight life lesson or little light scamming. I like both of those as possibilities.
So desert is actually not boots locked. So if Ultimate Dave goes there, he will not get locked out.
But Firewood's got the small key now, so he's gonna go probably to the other side, open up those 2 chests and see what's in there. And we're still missing, it looks like, 2 of the 3 dungeon items, so it's a definite possibility that they could both be over here. That'd be compass and map, in which case Lamolos would have the last item. Oh, I guess not. There's a sword.
It's a nice find. Oh wow.
And the hammer. Oh my goodness.
So that's actually amazingly good for firewood.
Oh, and it is pointing out the map was on the torch. I think I probably looked away for just half a second and missed that. But that would mean that Lamolos has the compass.
Yep. Ultimate Dave choosing to trying to figure out, I guess, walking down this way to Eastern?
Yeah, it looks like he's taking the path from Sank down the Eastern here. I'm not sure if it's... I haven't timed it out. Oh, wait, actually, no, maybe he's not. Kind of curious to see what he's up to now. Could he be making a potion shop trip? Looks like he is.
I thought he only had the 1 potion. Oh, he must have used it.
He's going to get a refill here on his magic, it looks like. And I'll pick up perhaps a blue. Yep.
And firewood's already going through the back here. This shouldn't be too bad. Now that he has sword, he can save his magic for fire rod on the area.
That will certainly help him out with the Lamolos fight here. And this is a crystal dungeon, so this is going to be a required fight. Boots were on Sick Kid, Magic Michigan Man Dan.
Which led to them getting Flute out of the library right after. Or Firewood, I should say, got it.
Yeah, Firewood has already gone back and gotten it, and Dave has not picked up the boots yet. He has not been back to Sick Kid. He is, it appears, making his way over to Desert Palace.
Which, at least the positive for him, it isn't boots locked, so he can complete it.
Now Firewood's got to be careful here. He's down to 1 heart. Should be able to get this. Uh-oh.
He's still got some shots.
He's got some shots. Just gotta be a little careful here with that last Slamola. When it pops out, it does 8 boulders instead of 4. So
nice. So he took it down. It was close, but he got it.
Very nicely done.
And now Dave will be happy to obviously get that sword and hammer. My honest question is where is he going to go after this?
I'm not too sure. Obviously, firewoodking making his way up to Death Mountain. That would be the next logical place to check. A couple of things that you can look at up here. First off, going to pull Gary out of the big scary dark cave.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of, if you can, save him early just to have that save point, especially with Flute, is very nice.
It's also really nice when you are saving and quitting, not having to go to, say, Sanctuary and then Flute up there. It saves a little bit of time doing that. But while firewoodking is able to do this, Dave is not going to be able to do this until he goes and talks to Sick Kid to get the boots to get the flute.
Well, he could actually go from the other side. He does have the gloves and the
yes. Yeah, that's right. He could, if he wanted to, he could just try and do it. And he's taken a death, unfortunately.
It was a death warp. He was kind of
death warp. Okay. Yeah, I see he's picked up the hammer now. So yeah, that was definitely a death warp.
Was that a sword? I think that was a sword.
I think that was the I believe that was a sword upgrade, and I believe firewoodking is going to definitely go grab that. Yes, indeed, that is a progressive sword upgrade hiding out here inside a Spectacle Rock.
Gotta say, they've gotten a nice collection of good geared weapons in the last 10 minutes.
Definitely progressing along pretty nicely.
So we're going to Outcast or Hype Cave? Oh, no, he's doing the Zora skip.
Yep, you can see firewoodking now kind of follow up here with what Dave had already done before. A little bit of a fake flipper to try and get over probably to Hobo, and then do the water walk into Waterfall and Zora's Domain. Which, unfortunately, he's going to find out that there's just a male upgrade up there.
Yeah, but I'd say with their health count, a male upgrade might just be worth it enough.
I would agree with that. I think especially they've only got 5 hearts. Every little bit of defense really helps here.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Sonli. I think that Hype Cave is when you ever have the hammer and glove start is an amazing thing to go straight for when you get Dark World.
So it is worth noting that while actually, you know what? I was going to say something about Aga, but they do have the first lift upgrade and the hammer, so that should be enough to get them into the Dark World. You're just not going to be able to get back out without the mirror.
Yep. Ultimate Dave also had a really good fight against Landmolas.
Yeah, even though Dave does seem to be a little bit behind at the moment, keep in mind he might actually be going to do that now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to go do Sick Kid now. We'll see if he turns to the left when he comes out of here. Heads towards Kakariko. Yes, indeed.
The question is, does he go up?
That too. He could go up. He could decide to go up. No, he's still going. He may be going to do Sick Kid now. Or perhaps he's going to surprise us and go to the Dark World, go to the Village Outcast.
If he does do Sick Kid, he'll actually be still relatively well off, honestly.
I don't like the look of where he's pathing. Looks like he's going up along the top here. He's one of the village outcasts, yep. Anytime you kind of see somebody walking along that top road there, they're probably thinking, dip into the Lost Woods and get out that hammer.
Well, hopefully he maybe comes across Mirror in the Dark World and then does it that way.
And again, this is still definitely pretty close. If Dave finds something, if he's got a little bit of a lead here getting into something in the Dark World before Firewood King, he may be able to still kind of keep track and keep it close. It looks like Firewood King is also heading out to Village of Outcasts, and he's already got the items he needs.
He does. I'm curious to find out when we get a map check to see if Myers going to be required.
Yes, it is. It is certainly a crystal dungeon, so Dave has really got to find that flute.
Yep. I hope at some point he remembers Sick Kid.
Meanwhile, we've got Firewood King actually not going to Village of Outcasts. He has gone up to Skull Woods, which not a bad play. You've already got the fire rod, so that's the one item that you need to get to Mothula. There's the hook shot. Oh my goodness, that was a good play.
Oh yeah, that's definitely value. I know this is going to be a somewhat hard fight, but I feel like it's definitely doable with 4 hearts. Or 5 hearts if he's at full.
Well, I think so. Maybe he'll find a second item in here that will help him out a little bit. Because we've only got that one item that we found so far.
Looks like Ultimate Dave's coming to Skull Woods now too.
It's not a play that would be out of logic with that fire rod. He does have Kingdom Burna as well, so that will help him out a little bit. It's going to chew up a lot of magic if he chooses to use it. He'll have to probably use Master Sword instead of using the fire rod.
Yeah, I guess that's going to be a preference. I think I would still just keep the magic for the fire rod over using the cane.
I think I'd agree on that. I think if you had maybe, I don't know, Tempered Sword, you might want to go ahead and use Kingdom Burna with as few hearts as you have. If you were running this race, but you know, in this case, Fire Rod might be easier.
Alright, so unless the big chest has the second item, it's in the backside.
Oh, that's a very good point. I think Axel points out something. We're gonna have to check on this next time we get a menu check. But I don't believe that was the when they picked up that potion, that not that potion, but that bottle. Was there? I'm trying to remember if there was a potion already inside of it.
Yeah, it was green, and Firewood used it on the land molas.
Ah, okay, that would make sense. I was going to say, if he'd saved it until now, then that would certainly be very helpful in this fight.
Yeah, but I understand why he used it there, because he was also really low health.
Yeah, it's a little bit better of a safety.
That's interesting. That mummy didn't get stunned with the boomerang.
Very interesting here. I think we're going to see Firewood King use the lamp instead of the fire rod. Presumably because for at least 3 of them, you can use a little less magic.
Yeah, that is true.
And it'll save a little bit more for him to use for the Mothula fight. Oh, and it took a death.
Yeah, sadly, he took too many hearts trying to save that magic that last time.
Alright, so I think we're going to see him instead. Oh, the wrong way there, Firewood King. I'm going to see him try and pick up this chest now instead, now that he's taken that death, rather than just try and go straight to Mothula.
Okay, and it's now known that the back has the second item.
Yep, and it looks like Mothula might actually have the second item.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, I think that second hit was on purpose. I think he realized that he was too low and he wasn't going to make it through. Probably wanted to have a reset on his health there via the death.
Or he's just peacing out. I guess he wants some more health before he comes back. I actually like that play. I feel like if a boss is going to be too much of effort, it's better to just come back later than to waste time on it.
I would agree, because if you're going to spend 5 or 6 minutes fighting a boss and dying 4 or 5 times, it's probably better time management to go and explore, even if it's going to take a little bit longer, because you can probably pick up a few more things in the overworld in the same amount of time. And plus, it'll kind of prevent, if you're going to have a couple of deaths here, it'll kind of prevent you from tilting yourself, just stressing yourself out too much trying to get a fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sadly, the only thing you can't use that on is Ganon.
And you see, it looks like a death warp here as well from Dave over on the right, just to get back to health and get back up.
Now this fight is going to be a lot harder for Dave than for Firewood because Dave only has tier 1 sword.
And Firewood's going to get himself a little bit of extra health now, having visited C-shaped house and Village Outcast.
I actually would be pretty hype if I see Dave pull out the hammer. I actually like doing hammer strats on Mothula.
I get the feeling he's probably going to try at least to start here, go with the fire rod, see how much damage he can do. And I think he's still got a blue potion as well, so he may be able to refill.
Oh yeah, he does have that blue potion.
Yeah, he did make that stop to the... Yep, there it is right there. He did make that stop over to the potion shop a little earlier and spent some good hard-earned money on that. We've got Firewood King instead deciding he wants to dip into Thieves Town.
Ultimate Dave's so close.
First chest is going to have itself a little bit of love. And, oh, Dave. Oh, so close.
I think he only needed 2 more hits with his sword.
Yeah, I think it was very close there. It's always kind of tough just to know as far as when to, sometimes when to use the potion. Sometimes you want to use it early if you think you can get through without taking a whole lot of damage. Sometimes maybe you want to combine fight like Mothula. You want to combine the fire rod with some sword strikes and then go ahead and fill back up. But it's a lot of it has to do with what you've got and just your comfort level with the fight.
Oh yeah. I do bring up that point. I think I would have tried to hit Mothula once or twice to use a little bit of the health first.
Yeah. That's okay. Everyone's got their own strats, and really the important thing when you're doing a run like this is just to do whatever you're comfortable with, even if it's not the super fastest strat, if it's the second or third fastest strat. If it's something you can execute and execute well, I've always felt like that's what you should focus on.
Yeah,
And
definitely play to your strengths and play how you would play. So at least Dave will get his tier 2 sword while he's up here. That'll definitely help him out.
yeah, that'll definitely help with that fight. He'll do a little bit more damage when he takes those swings at Mothula.
And he also gets to check East Death Mountain now, so that'll be some extra items.
Indeed. And we do not have too much of an idea on what's on East Death Mountain yet. He's also, I think, going to be able to go into Tower of Hera.
Oh yeah, and that is a crystal.
Because he's got the fire rod and the lamp, so if the big key is hiding out in the usual big key spot at the bottom there, he'll be able to grab that.
So I don't think I've noticed anything great yet out of Thieves as items.
And the only thing I've seen so far in Thieves Town has been a piece of heart. That's been pretty good, and that'll help out a little bit, but again, it's not progression. It's not something that will give you an idea of where to go next.
I really hate when this red guy follows you and just starts shooting down the hallway.
Yeah, it's like he decides to shoot just in a straight line down the hallway. It's like I just want to go talk to this quote unquote maiden. So just please. Oh, and firewoodking realizing he doesn't have the small key to get into the big chest room.
I have actually done that a few times now that they changed that update.
Yeah, it's something that you always have to kind of remember that you need that to get into there, because a lot of times you'll think, oh, I just need the big key. I've got the big key. I can do that. And then it's like, nope. So I presume that means either Blind has the small key for that, or the small key is inside the big chest, in which case you can't get it anyways.
I think it has to be in the chest. I don't think it can even ever drop off Blind.
Oh my, there's a nice silvers there in East Death Mountain for Dave, hiding out in Paradox Cave, looks like. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a nice upgrade once he gets the bow. And help clear out some of those boss fights a lot quicker.
Yep, at least he gets the green pendant. That could have value down the road.
Ah, yes, I'm being reminded that Blind can't have the small key, so that does mean that the small key is inside the big chest, which means that he can't get E big chest.
So we'll get to see the Snore Spiral Cave today.
Indeed, and it also means because they can't get to the big chest in Thieves Town, no full clear seed tonight, guys. I'm sorry.
Also, nice tier 3 sword out for the digging game.
Ooh, very nice. King has not been to East Death Mountain yet. King has been doing progress through some of the dungeons. And Stumpy being Stumpy, giving up nothing to value. Good old Stumpy.
More green potions for all. The seed of green goo.
And we're gonna see Dave go into Tower of Hera. Let's see what we've got hiding out here. Yep, Matt. Dave has got silvers there in Paradox Cave in East Death Mountain. And a small key, that means Dave's going to be going downstairs.
We got some slippers in Hype Cave with a bug net.
What would you rate that hype cave? Would you say maybe like what, 4 out of 10? Give him 3 for the flippers and 1 for the bug net.
I mean, at least made some kind of splash.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I think we're gonna see fire go up here and check what's on the pyramid. See if it's value or not. Nice little. Oh, it's not value. It is only 20 rupees.
Yep. If I didn't make any kind of fun today, my fiance would tell me I did not live life.
Well, your fiance is wonderful. That is a good way to live life. Just a big 20 there on pyramid, and Dave's gonna be making his way back out. Oh, he did the thing I do sometimes and forgets to flip crystal switch.
What I end up doing is the really bad one, is forgetting to flip that switch.
Yeah, I've done that before too. And then you're like, oh, I gotta go back downstairs, and then you're dodging the tile room again. Not fun. So let's see what the upper levels of Tower of Hera have. Well, on the left here, Firewood King checking out our good friend the Catfish, and he's only got a little bit of love tonight.
You need to accept Catfish's love. You waked him up from his sleep, and he still loves you.
Indeed. Dave got an interesting path here through Tower of Hera. He's not flipped the switch, so he's just going to leave it as the crystal switch on orange and take the slightly longer way around. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much. You do want to have the switch on orange for the next floor. He's got a hook shot over here.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting. I don't see too many runners do that, but I have nothing against that play.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It just adds maybe a couple more seconds. And now Firewood King going over to Paradox Cave, checking these bottom chests. I think we're going to get ourselves a little bit of love and the silvers, of course. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of the mini Moldorms. Check all these chests while Dave is going to go pay a visit to our dear friend living currently floor 6F, Tower of Hera. It's Moldorm. Ooh, Dave almost taking a fall there. Oh no! Oh goodness! He's got that.
Moldorm is giving no personal space.
Yeah, no space. Oh, and Dave taking a fall. He almost took a fall through that middle hole right there, and that drops you 2 floors. That's the one you want to avoid. And it looks like Fire is. Oh, excuse me for that, but it looks like Fire is going to be making his way to the tablet, perhaps, and then into Tower of Hera. So he'll be following Dave's footsteps. Oh, we got Hammer Strat now.
I like it.
And 3 hammer swings will do it. Moldorm is down. And he just drops a little bit of love, too.
Yeah, I gotta admit, too, Moldorm has been doing work. It got me in my race once, too.
So, as Fire makes his way up through Tower of Hera, Dave is going to exit and head back to East Death Mountain. Kind of curious where he's heading now. Is he heading to Spiral Cave? Yep, he's heading to Spiral Cave next. And we'll see what is at the end of this long and arduous walk.
This is the time to think what you're going to do next.
Yeah, so this gives you plenty of time to figure out what your next move is, because this is generally, when you're doing East Death Mountain, this is generally the last thing that you're going to do, or you end up doing this right before Paradox, and you kind of think, okay, I'm going to do Paradox Cave, and then go ahead and do something else.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing of real value in there, unfortunately.
Okay, maybe he's going back to the Dark World again to try Mothiel a second time?
Perhaps, or maybe he's going to finally make the sick kid play. Nope, I'm not going to do either of those things.
I think he's going to buy some potions.
He might be doing that, yeah. Oh, and Firewood King takes a death to Moldorm. Oh my goodness, Troldorm out in full force. Fire's got to go all the way back up to the top of the tower.
Yeah, I was trying to think actually it was a death warp from the basement. I thought that could have been it. I just wasn't sure.
Oh, was it a death warp from the basement? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was a little bit further along. My mind's playing tricks on me, unfortunately, sometimes. Yeah, death warp from the basement. Not too bad when you've not got the mirror, so that's not a bad decision. And there's our, I think that's the first bonk I've actually seen. Probably been a couple I missed, but
oh, the chat was talking about him bonking off of a dead rock, which I definitely done that before.
Yeah. We'll call that the first intention. That's the first intention of bonking. Oh, yep, there goes Dave.
Oh,
Come
man.
on, Dave, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, there it is. How many swings do you think we're going to see here? How many Fury swings?
Is Firewood doing this on purpose, bouncing on Mordor?
I don't think he is. And Dave, oh, Fire's there goes Fire bonking off. But Dave knows that he happened to see the flute here earlier, so he knows that was here.
So he is behind a little bit in overworld checks, but as far as dungeons, he's actually equal.
Yes. Now, I don't believe we've seen Fire go back to Sarasrala and check what the green pendant drop is. So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to do that at some point here.
Yeah, the question is, if Ultimate does go into Thieves, he will be putting in time just for the hope on green pendant, since we know nothing's in the dungeon.
Yeah, looks like looks like he may be going back to Village of Outcasts here. He's making that beeline toward the portal just north of Kakariko right now. And of course, now Firewood King is going to be heading into Spiral Cave, but he's going to do it a lot faster since he's got the boots to dash through everything.
So I would expect Dave's going to go straight back up and teach Mordorm a lesson.
Yeah, I believe you are correct on that, JJ.
Sorry, Mom.
It looks like he's definitely going back up there.
I don't know why I said Moldorm. Moldorm's on my brain. What the?
Oh, I think Fire has accidentally selected a new file, or he selected his other file. Whoops.
Hey, listen, you're on the wrong save.
Yep. He has. I think he was trying to get to Mountain Cave and just flipped the D-pad a little too quickly there and hit the wrong save.
That was a nice one.
But a good recovery. Very good recovery. He's right back on track. And You see Dave try and do this. He's got more hearts this time. He's got potions. He should be, I would assume, good to go to take down Mothula here.
Yeah, with the Master Sword too, he's got better damage and reach. I'm not too worried for him this time.
Yeah, he should. He should easy that Moth a little bit. We can see fire going. It looks like perhaps he too will join in the roasting of the moths. Well, yes, indeed. It's going to be a moth roasting party here.
I do find it an interesting choice. I mean, I would have thought maybe going to Pod could have some value right now too, since they have the hammer and the lamp.
True. I think it may just be that Fire knows, Dave obviously knows that he's got everything open to get to Mothula, and Fire's pretty much got everything he needs to get there relatively quickly. So maybe it's just, this is the last thing we have to do in the dungeon. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get back here, since you have to go in and out of the dungeon so many times. Why not just, get this taken care of right now, not have to worry about making the trek back to the Skull Woods for any reason whatsoever in the future.
Yeah, the only reason I bring this up is if they had mirror, they could check the pedestal while being here, and it'd be one nice congruent motion.
That is a good point.
And UltimateDave takes him down.
He's only going to get 5. He's going to get a little bit of rupees for his reward there, unfortunately.
Also, I just noticed Firewood's money is exactly 1,000. That doesn't happen often.
Nice. Very nice. Now, of course, he doesn't get any bonus if he keeps it that way throughout the rest of the game, but it would be nice. Yeah, Fire does have Tempered Sword here, so he's going to have a little bit quicker of a fight.
Yeah, but Mothula's...
Between the fire... Oh yeah, Mothula's being a little trolly.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's got the... He's just got the green potion. So he doesn't have the same backup stuff. He doesn't really need it, but you never know when that kind of thing could come into play.
Yep, but he got him. That's all that matters at the end.
Indeed. So we're even on crystals. We do have Fire with the green pendant. That's the only dungeon that has been completed by one runner and not the other at this point.
So I'm definitely happy Dave did not touch these and instead is going around the world. I think that's a good play if you think you're behind.
And he's going to actually grab something here. I'm trying to remember what was that. There was a... There it is. Yep, sword upgrade. I was going to say it was a sword upgrade, but I wasn't totally sure if I remembered what it was. I knew there was something of value there. So they're even on swords right now. Let me see what's in Bonk Rocks. Oh! It's a lift upgrade.
So that's been there for like ever.
Yup. That's been open for quite some time. You can see firewoodking make his way over. Quake is the medallion needed to get into Misery Mire. He's going to make his way over here to Mire Shed real quick. Do a little check of the 2 chests that are here. And it's red mail. And the mushroom.
Well, that means Firewood has an extra reason to go to the witch, so he'll probably fill up potions too.
I would assume. We're going to see Dave, of course, do Hype Cave now, so he'll pick up the flippers and the bug net.
So now that Firewood has tier 2 gloves, ice is now a possibility, as well as pod.
He's also got access to the portal that's on top of Turtle Rock, but I don't think we're going to be going up there for a while. Still quite a few items away from being able to clear TR.
Yeah, I mean, I could see someone checking Dark Death Mountain because they got hookshot. That's probably a fair choice.
I would think so, but I also think, yeah, maybe Firewood's going to do it here. I would agree with I'm seeing it in chat right now. Wiggums is saying this. Ice Palace is the obvious play. I think it's pretty close to where they should be heading next. Even though it is a pendant dungeon, they have everything they need to get in there and get through it. And they may not even need a full clear of it. So of course we're going to see Dave now at Catfish. He's going to find his little bit of love. Dill Flute was in the library in Kakariko. You needed the boots to get it, and the boots were on Sick Kid.
We can't do Swamp Palace because we don't have Mirror yet.
Yes. Need to have that mirror. Oh. Fire. Pushing both the blocks. Nope. Gonna have to go the long way around. Yeah, a couple of options here. They could go into pod, maybe. They can't complete pod because they don't have the bow yet. But they could potentially, if progress into pod is not bow locked, in other words, not on the right side, there's a possibility they could do some early exploration there.
I also think this is an interesting idea. Dave could check Eastern and then choose to maybe like
Indeed.
a Death Warp and then go to pod.
Yes. And Sriracha has only a whole lot of money, looks like. And we are going to see Fire... Oh, we're going to see him check Turtle Rock first to see what medallion we need for that. And it's going to be Ether.
So with that, we still need a bunch of items actually for go mode in this case.
Indeed. And now we're going to see him do Hookshot Cave. A little love. Actually, slightly a little bit. Not just a little bit of love. There's the bow. And Hookshot Cave. There's the V.
Well, I think that just answered where Firewood's probably going next now.
Yeah, I think it's a little obvious. Maybe we should make a little jaunt over to. Well, perhaps we're gonna see a Spike Cave play here, but I would assume Pod would be the next play.
Nothing yet really from Eastern.
Nope. We're not gonna see Cannon Burn on here. Notes. Just to get fire through for 20 rupees. It's always one of the, I feel like one of the most disappointing things. You get to the end of Spike Cave and it's like 20 rupees or it's bomb upgrade or something that's not particularly useful.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I still think it's a fair thing to check if you're in sequence to do it.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, you've got the materials. Oh, there's that Quake medallion, so hopefully Fire will eventually check Eastern as well.
Well, considering what they have, it might be a little while unless they find Mirror in pod.
Mm-hmm. So we are still looking for Ether Medallion. We're still looking for Ice Rod at this point. Canis Samaria, Mirror. A couple of very important items that we're still trying to hunt down locations of.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting in what order we start finding them, because that could change where they have to end up trying to go.
I'm gonna save him quite out of Dave here. I believe he's just found the third item inside of Eastern. Get a key in left side, that means keep on going. And we still have not seen that green pendant turn in yet. So I'm going to be very curious to see what's in there, if it's anything of value.
Oh, yeah.
There's Ether, right there, right at the start. Very nice find.
Yeah, it looks like Dave might actually be going to Thieves now as a possibility.
Which is not a bad play. I don't think he's been there at all yet. I think he's just opened it up. He hasn't even opened it up yet. So now we're going to see him dive into Thievestown here. Which is mostly just going to be getting that green pendant. And let's see what's over here for fire. I have a key. So
Yeah, that...
loading up on keys here.
Yeah, that's normally pod in a nutshell. You get a lot of early keys.
And it's just a matter of figuring out how to get the keys in the right order.
Also, I really like laughing at that little trick where you get stuck and you jump over for some reason.
Yeah, we're just using the springy shoes. Best item in the game. The moon shoes. Alright, so we're gonna see firewoodking. Open up this chest. And it's another key. That's actually fairly common. Going down into the basement. Check out these two chests. Grab a whole bunch of money while we're at it. Another key. And the big key. Okay, so we should be able to... With that, we should have all the keys that we need to get through the rest of the dungeon and to go ahead and open up all of the remaining chests.
Yep.
So Harmless Hellway just has the burrito. And we'll get to see what's over here in the dark maze.
Yeah, and Ultimate's doing nice work of going through Thieves. Not really any problems so far.
With that tempered sword going through here, it's going to be not too difficult. Obviously, the blind fight still requires 9 hits, but having that tempered sword to take care of the lizard is going to make things a lot easier.
Alright, let's see what happens from Big Chest.
It should be an item. Another green goo. I think the game's telling us something.
We're getting invaded by the green goo monster.
Indeed. Oh, I believe we're going to see a death warp here. Back to start by fire.
I did notice he has tier 3 mail. I'm assuming that might have been in pod.
That was not in pod. That was... I'm trying to remember where I saw that at.
I know I missed a Super Bunny, so it might have been there then.
Ah, yes, it was in Meyer's shed.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's like I know I saw it in the overworld somewhere. I'm just trying to think back here and remember that. Yeah, which Dave has not been over to that part of the world yet.
Well, the fact that Bonk Rocks has the tier 2 gloves is really crazy and funny.
Indeed. And since Dave doesn't have the tier 2 gloves, it means he can't lift up the rock that has the portal to Misery Mire underneath it. He's doing a fairly nice fight here, dodging a lot of these fireballs and laser shots from Blind. And a nice execution there. Very well done. He's going to get his arrow upgrade and his green pendant.
Yeah, that was definitely a really good fight for him.
And now we're going to see Fire make his way down here and go through the basement to get the Helmosaur King.
I think Dave might be checking the Bonk Rock now.
Well, hopefully so. That would be a good check if he's going to do so. Oh, no, he's going to flute out. He's going to head somewhere else. Where is he heading? Oh, he's heading over to, looks like he's heading over to Palace of Darkness, maybe?
No, he's going
to do a turn in. He's going to do the turn in, so we're going to find out what is behind pendant number 1. Meanwhile, Firewood King over here taking care of Helmosaur King, using that hammer to take care of his mask. He's getting some good RNG so far, getting tail swings, not fireballs.
An ice rod from Green Pendant, that's huge.
Ooh, that is required because they've got to go through Turtle Rock. They need that for Trinex. And a single shot, Firewood King taking down Helmosaur. He's going to get a fire shield for it. But we should probably see Fire go ahead and do that pendant turn in here in just a moment.
Well, I'll have to save and quit, actually.
Yeah, he's going to have to save and quit, but I would guess maybe he's going to go ahead and just pop into... Oh, no, he's going to go to the mountain cave. Interesting.
Well, he could flute there. He could flute the mire. He could flute to go to ice.
Yeah, he's got a couple of options, it looks like. Yep, he's going to flute there, and I think he's going to do to turn in himself. And then maybe dip into Eastern Palace.
I mean, if he does dip into Eastern, that'll definitely work out for him, but I don't know if he will. That's going to be kind of an iffy question.
And if he doesn't dip into Eastern, Dave will have a chance to reel back some time here. And Fire's going to go ahead and get the turn in. Get his ice rod, some bombs, and some cash.
Yep, and he's not going to Eastern. I honestly can't blame him. By my thought, I probably wouldn't go to a pendant Eastern right now either.
Yeah, I really can't blame him too much. I feel like you probably, if you can do a crystal dungeon, you probably would want to prioritize that first, because those are going to be required. I believe we're going to get some hammer peg action here. Complete with some... Yep, there's the hammer dash. Oh, cut it just a little bit short. It's always fun to see that. It's always fun to do that.
And then more than likely after this, he'll grab the blacksmith and save and quit. Or
oh,
not.
There's the mirror. Oh. Well, no need to save and quit now. So, I think Dave is gonna. Yep, he's gonna be making his way over to Bonk Rock. He'll have the Titan's mitts here in a moment, and then he'll have access to be able to do hammer pegs, to do Jeremiah here, and to do a lunchbox if he so chooses.
Yep, and now the curiosity is, where is Cain of Samaria now?
That is the million-dollar question at this point.
Oh, and Dave got his tier 2 gloves.
And he's going to make his way over, it looks like, to Meyer to do Meyer's shed and check the medallion. He's not going to... He'll be able to get into Meyer. He won't be able to complete it.
Yeah, so there is a slight chance that Cain of Samaria could be there. I don't think it is, but it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know.
Firewood electing to walk the chest back. Probably to check Cave 45 and Bombo's tablet.
That would indeed make a lot of sense now he's got the mirror. Have a little bit of time here while he's walking his back to reflect on his path so far. Yes, the mushroom has been turned in. It's just a piece of heart, unfortunately.
So Dave's jumping into Meyer. If Cain of Samaria is in here, that could actually be really huge.
And we're going to see Fire actually going ahead and fluting to... Yeah, he's going to go ahead and check Bombo's tablet now. I'll take the lunchbox with him back to the Dark World. Yes, fake powder does require a cane, so since I don't have that, I can't go ahead and fake powder yet. Oh, and then he's got the big key over there for Dave. Let's see what's in the lunchbox. Yeah, just a little bit of love.
It's always sad to get the big key early because you get the God Meyer, but you can't actually even beat it right now.
Yeah, if he'd had the if David had the cane, then yeah, he'd be just hauling butt to get over there.
Is he getting the extra key from the back? Looks like it.
Interesting. And just 20 rupees over there on Bombo's. Lovely little big 20. And Fire gonna be making his way over here to Agony's Cave, aka Agony Cave. Either because it's agony because you check it too early and it's nothing, or you check it way too late and it's something important. And this time it's just going to be you check it late and it's nothing.
Yeah, but I'd say eventually you want to check all your Sphere 1 locations just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, because Murphy's Law of Rando basically says nothing has progression. Oh, there it is. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's actually
Dave.
huge.
Dave with the gamble, and it pays off big. He's got Cain hiding out right next to its vanilla location, which is right there in the big chest.
So now he'll probably go to T-Rock after this and hopefully find his bow. So really the only issue for him is getting that mirror.
Mm-hmm. And he's just got to remember that he hasn't done hammer pegs yet, and eventually be able to go over there and do that. He'll have that. So yes, that does mean, by the way, that we are in no mode, and that we know where all of the items are. We just don't have one runner that has them all yet. He's got half magic now too. That's another good find.
Yeah, wow.
Meyer
had great items.
Yeah, Meyer's really delivering here. So my question would be, if Fire finds that cane on the right side, does he keep checking, and does he maybe miss that half magic? Which, again, in the long run, it's not necessarily like a game killer. It's very, very helpful to have that, especially going through Turtle Rock and some of those other dungeons where they're very magic heavy.
Well, the one thing with that is, if he's still looking for Quake, he probably will find it.
That's a good point. Well, actually, if he's still looking for Quake, he can't even get into Meyer. That's the medallion you need to get there in the first place.
Very true. Got some butter action over here now. Looks like Swamp Palace is the play.
Yeah. Interesting call.
Well, it's the other 5 and 6 crystals, so I can understand the thought process.
Yeah, I think maybe he's thinking that go ahead and clear this out because it's got 6 chests in here, so high item density. Maybe you figure out that even if it's not in here, maybe it's sitting on Pyramid Fairy.
So this race is definitely up in the air. It depends on the plays and who ends up finding their one item they're missing, really.
Indeed. It's just a matter of who gets their go mode item first at this point.
Yeah, and for everyone watching, Bo is in Hookshot Cave, and after Dave does T-Rock, which we assume he's going to do after this, he will get the bow. I'm not too worried about that.
Indeed, and as well for everybody watching, please remember, follow these two guys, firewoodking and UltimateDaveLIVE. They are putting on quite the show for us tonight.
Yeah, they are both missing too. I think at some point Firewood King, well, actually Firewood King will not get, obviously, Cane of Samaria until he gets Quake, but he probably will head to Meyer once he finds Quake and gets Samaria, is my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's a logical conclusion. He knows that, oh, Dave taking a death on Vitreous.
Oh, that's not good at all.
No, he's going to save and quit out. So he's not going to go back in there and do that again. And he does have to go back in at some point and complete that.
Yep, he's going to go buy some more potions, seems like.
Indeed.
Into the mushroom.
He's still got to get that bow. And he needs that mirror as well. So it's kind of interesting here. We've got two runners who've got both have 2 go mode items, and they're completely different items.
Yeah, this is exciting. I like this kind of a race, how it ends out.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, oh, it's a matter of who finds item first. It's a matter of, we know where all the items are. Who's gonna remember to go check those places they haven't checked first?
Ultimate Dave with the philosophy. I'm coming back.
And if at first you don't succeed, go buy some potions and try again. It's gonna be real interesting to keep see Dave do this again, because keep in mind he doesn't have the cape or the bow, so he can't use the bow with the silvers to make this go really quick. And he doesn't have the cape, so he can't do the cape dash strats. He just would have to do regular dash, I would guess. even that's going to be like difficult.
Yep. I mean, I thought maybe when he.
But oh yeah, maybe he could also use Cannon Burna there to do some damage.
I had thought he might actually go to T-Rock after dying to Meyer, since all that left was to kill the boss and not actually get any items.
I think he just wants to get this over and done. Want to get this crossed off, so he doesn't have to think about trudging all the way back here.
Nothing against that.
That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad strategy at all.
That's the wrong color king.
Oh. Oh, Dave. Oh, used it. You realized it as soon as he used it. It's like the one thing about this that is really hard to do if you don't have the lamp. You have everything else except the lamp, is getting that Kina Samaria block to sit on that switch. It does not like to sit on that switch at all.
Oh, definitely not.
And it requires a very precise placement.
There are some runners who have a strat where you walk up to the wall after touching the button, you slightly turn around and just chuck it and it lands on the button too.
Yeah, we're going to see Dave go back up here and try and fight Vitreous again. The Firewood King making his way through Swamp Palace to get to Argus, who, once Firewood King beats him, will be the boss formerly known as Argus.
Yep. And it looks like Tier 3 shield was in Swamp, so that's at least something.
Indeed. Got ourselves a riot shield here now. So it looks like Dave is just going to go with using the can to get some extra hits in here. He's going to go ahead and take some swipes. That should... Dave, be careful.
Yeah, I was worried because it looked like he was going to run out of magic the perfect time to get shot.
Well, it's not so much running out of magic. He's also at 1.5 hearts.
Well, yeah, that's what I was meaning by that. He would have. I think he.
Okay, now he's going to use it. He's going to use the safety there. I was kind of worried there for a moment because there we go. He's got him now. So anytime you see Vitreous kind of start bouncing to the side like that, it becomes a lot harder to get those swipes predicted quite right.
With Red Mail, is the lightning 1.5 hearts or just 1 heart? I'm trying to remember.
Can't quite remember that myself. I feel like it's 1, but I always just try and say don't get hit by the lightning.
Well, this was a nice fight against Argus.
Yep. Very nice, very clean fight. Kind of interesting to see him use the sword there, but I guess maybe it's a lot easier than having to switch out and go through the menu to get the bow. No, unfortunately, unfortunately, John, you can't use the arrows as a melee weapon. Gotta have the bow.
Stab him! Da da da!
Just throw the silvers. Just chuck it at the eyes with all of your might.
The bow is optional.
Now we're seeing Dave go up to Death Mountain here.
This makes a lot of sense, and I'll be happily find out that he can go into T-Rock, and he'll hopefully find the bow.
Yep. Meanwhile, over on the left, Firewood King is going to be hopefully not losing his mom there. Oh no! Oh good, he got it back. But he's going to be making the Pyramid Fairy check with the bomb. And so Dave's going to be a little salty about this too, picking up the bow right after you had that tough Vitreous fight.
Well, I mean, it is slightly sad how it's worked out for him with routing, but he's handled it well still.
Yeah, he's hasn't been too far behind. He's just kind of kept going. Got a couple of actually nice early finds that have kept them close. There's the bow. And Dave just keeps on trucking there.
Interesting, he saved and quit. I guess he's gonna try and make T-Rock his last dungeon.
Not necessarily a bad idea with that. It is the one that is closest to getting Tower, so it is the shortest time between getting almost 7 crystals and getting to GT.
Yep. I do say it's a little bit gamblish as well, because there is a bunch of items in T-Rock and he's still looking for an item.
Yes, indeed, we do have no mode here, Rambler. So we just need to know who's gonna make the first move to get that last item. You can see fire going up here to check the pedestal. You know, it's nothing that we really need to complete the game. And it's gonna be an arrow upgrade.
But yeah, that's very true, Songlings. We don't have mirror, and because he chose to enter the way he did, he wasn't actually able to go into T-Rock. So that was my bad on that.
Yep. It's alright. It can be hard to remember all this stuff sometimes. There's so many permutations. You can see fire now. It looks like he's gonna make his way over to Eastern Palace. So we may have our first go mode here in a short time. Actually, not quite. Almost go mode, because he's still got to go through Misery Mire to get that Candace Samaria, but this is the right track to get that Quake medallion. And Dave, of course, is needing the mirror, which we know is hiding out in Hammerpeg Cave.
Yep.
So kind of at a race here to see who's going to get those items first. I'll be very interested to see if Fire decides he wants to keep going in this dungeon, or if we're going to get a mirror out as soon as we get that Quake medallion.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It is a bit of a gamble, because it could be there was a third item in the big key chest. It wasn't anything of value. I believe it was just an upgrade. And still, you never know. The way this seed has been, yep, Fire's gonna keep going here, just to check for safety's sake. Probably a good call. Got a little bit of between world sync here. So we've got Fire in the light world in Eastern, and Dave in the dark world in Palace of Darkness.
Yep.
With some like interdimensional high-fiving going on here. I have no idea the science behind that, but hey, it's a game. Have whatever science we want.
I expect UltimateDave, probably after this, if he's not going back to T-Rock, he might go to Swamp like Firewood did.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, sorry, he can't because he doesn't have a mirror. My bad.
Yes, so yeah, he's gotta check some more overworld locations with that. And hopefully that points him going back to Village of Outcasts to clean up some of the things that he hasn't done there yet. There will be no bird toss tonight.
I do say that at least since mirror is his last item, that does actually limit some of the places you would normally think to check.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna be in we will be in go mode very soon here. We just have to see Fire open up that chest on the right side that's gonna have the Cane of Samaria. So Lord Pydo's asking, does he keep checking once he gets Cane, or does he miss out on half magic? I think most people probably want to get Cane. I wouldn't be shocked if he just decides to go right side, go to the boss, go mode, just keep going, and he'll miss out on half magic.
Yeah, at this point with the gear that he has especially, there's very few things that are even matter to find at this point.
Of course, we got Dave making his way through Harmless Hellway.
Actually, he probably will get half magic because the normal route tends to go that side first.
I guess too, it'll depend on how many keys he's got here. Yeah, he might pick up half magic here, actually. I think he's gonna check left side first, so that should get him the half magic.
Also, Firewood is a bit low on health.
And he's gonna pick it up right here. But the one advantage Dave may have is that if he finds that if he gets out of pod, he goes and checks hammer pegs, he gets mirror, he's going to be in go mode. He's going to be able to go mode swamp, and that's going to save him a lot of time.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty tight race because of how it ended out.
And it's pretty much going to come down to execution in Turtle Rock, and in Gan's Tower as well, which are both a lot easier said than done. And we're seeing Dave go ahead, take on Helmsword King, whacking away at that mask with the hammer.
Should be a nice smooth fight.
Yeah, I think we're finally gonna see him go Firewood. We're gonna go up here, grab the chest that's up here. It's another key. And I think finally we'll see him go down and around and grab the King of Samaria. So, ladies and gentlemen, if he wants to cooperate here, please cooperate.
Nah, this is I think a lot of people like this route instead.
Oh, he's gonna hook shot across to he's gonna get a last. Wow. So we'll open this up. Alright, now, ladies and gentlemen, at 1 hour 33 minutes 54 seconds, Firewood King with the Fury Slashes is in go mode.
Hype.
And you can see he had that mirror out. He was thinking that he was going to have to teleport to the start.
He was going to leave because he thought it was nothing here.
He thought that it was junk. And nope. It's exactly what you needed, my friend.
as a racer, it's always somewhat unexpected to get the quote-unquote go mode item in the dungeon that gives you the go mode item normally.
Mm-hmm. It's even more unexpected to open up a big chest and find said item.
Definitely.
A lot of times you're used to it being somewhere really wacky.
The play Dave's making, I understand, makes a lot of sense. Sadly, it isn't the correct play, but I understand his routing completely.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to. He'll be able to complete Turtle Rock. He just still won't have that mirror that he's looking forward to getting to Swamp Palace. And he won't be able to check Mimic Cave either, but it's not gonna matter because he doesn't need to check Mimic Cave for an item.
But who knows? Maybe Mimic Cave had the shovel.
Well, if that's the case, then that's good that he's not being led astray.
Yeah.
It's always the worst when you get a shovel and the shovel just leads to nothing. Firewoodking very, very quickly with those silver arrows taking out Vitreous.
Oh yeah.
And now he's going to be making the trek up the Turtle Rock here for that last crystal. And I believe with those swipes, I think he thinks he's behind by quite a bit. I don't think he knows that he's got a lead here.
Well, I'm trying to think. I think every dungeon that Firewood went into was actually required.
I believe so. I think that the only dungeon we haven't seen dipped into so far was Ice Palace, and it doesn't appear that there was anything of value there. At least nothing that we would need to see the seed completed.
Yep.
Oh, nice, getting a little bit of net dash swag there. On Fireside.
It's definitely a nice strat if you're trying to catch a fairy because it's guaranteed pretty much.
It also looks cool as heck. Now we got the big key right there in the chain chomp room for Dave. So all he really needs to do now is to go ahead and blaze his path to try next here. But fire is right on his tail now.
Well, since Dave's still looking for mirror, he's gonna probably check everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's gonna end up checking all these chests. He'll probably check the chest here in the middle too. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a check here. And of course, we know it's nothing that's necessary. Yeah, Fire's gonna have a nice go mode Turtle Rock here. So he'll be able to skip some chests.
Yep. Well, we got both the runners going through T-Rock here, just trying to finish it. I'd like to say I appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the stream. I'm enjoying all y'all being here. Also, thank our restreamer as well as our tracker, Hitaka, for doing their work. Couldn't do it without any of you guys.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Hitaka. You've been very, very helpful tonight with all of the tracking duties. It is not easy to do. I keep track of a lot of things and you're doing a great job. So I do wonder if we're going to see... We're probably going to see Firewood go ahead and take the shortcut here. So he'll make up a little bit more time on Dave through this dungeon as well.
Well,
Just kind of extend his lead.
He'll probably go grab the key and then come back out afterwards.
And Dave... Looks like Dave's trying to set up that... there's the magic cape. He was trying to set up the iframes there with the crystal switch and just having a little bit of trouble. Kept getting caught by the roller.
Well, at least since Dave found the cape, that will be kind of nice to have in the GT area for some of the stuff to do there.
I always like to find the cape. It's really nice. It's a nice little comfort item, especially when you have that half magic. Gets you out of some real pickles. And Dave is he's going to check all of the items here on the laser bridge. Unfortunately for him, nothing's going to be what he's looking for. He's really looking for that mirror.
Yeah.
Now we're actually going to see fire go around here. Maybe just for that safety in case he takes a death, that Trinex for some reason. He's a little low on health.
Yeah.
So maybe just for safety's sake, have that second door open there.
He might just push on though, since he does have that fairy.
Yeah, it's a good point. Meanwhile, Dave is getting ready to fight Trinex. Still has not found that mirror that he's really looking for. That's a good point, Hitake. He probably is still looking for keys, because he only has got, he doesn't have any now. So yeah, he's gonna have that one small key to get into the room right before Trinex.
I'm trying to think, does Firewood actually have blue potions at all?
I don't know. I haven't seen him go back to the potion shop. He's got considerably a lot more money, so I don't think he's made any stops there.
I think he still has one green potion, though. I think.
I believe he does have one green potion. I think he picked up that third one. And Dave, meanwhile, mowing right through the first part of the Trinex fight onto the second part, making it look super easy.
Oh yeah, took that out real nice. He does opt for the safety spot.
We're going to go ahead and see firewoodking using the riot shield here, make the checks on laser bridge a lot easier. There is one key here. He's going to pick that up. There you go. And that's going to be what he's looking for. Probably see him dash up right out of the room. And Dave's going to save and quit here. Still looking for that mirror. Still cannot do Swamp Palace without it. You cannot drain the lake.
So trying to think, what locations could he even have left right now?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious where he's going to go. Oh yeah, he's going to Kakariko. I think he's going to go check those village outcast items that he hasn't checked yet. He's got a trio of them that he hasn't done. Meanwhile, firewoodking on the left side of the screen here, going to go ahead and take on Trinex. Start with the fire head. Nice quick swap over to the fire rod, take care of the ice side. Very clean. Very nice. And as Firewood King finishing up Trinex, you can see Dave gonna go do the hammer pegs. That will put him in go mode here once he gets that mirror. And speaking of that, with Firewood King now having all 7 crystals, it's time once again to put in those guesses. Where's that big key in Ganon's tower? Just gotta guess a number between 1 and 22, which is the chest that the big key could be in. And for those of you who have subscribed or donated 250 bits to any of the Speed Gaming channels, if you guess correctly, you'll be entered onto the leaderboard.
And you'll be one step closer to always being in no mode.
Oh, is the bot down again? Bot might be down again, unfortunately, for the big key guessing game. There's a shovel. Well, even if it is, here's the personal knowledge of being good at guessing.
Well, at least they got the shovel in the end.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to do anything with it, though.
Unfortunately, at this point, Firewood's not going to really have a need for it. Ganon's tower, big key at dig spot. This isn't key sanity. If it is, I'm in the wrong tournament. Alright, so I believe we're at 7 now. Still have not found it. Let's see, does double bar room have it? Nope.
The more locations it isn't, the higher chance that Ultimate could possibly pull out something.
Yeah, never know. If it's hiding out on that right side somewhere, which I don't think it is, but if it is, and fire goes through left side and Dave somehow comes through with a very, very fast go mode Swamp Palace, he should be able to make up some time. I just don't know if he's going to make up enough time quite yet. And it's time to pay a visit very soon to our good friend Rando Room. Hello, Rando Room. That could be it too. If it's hiding out in tile room, nope, it's right there. In Rando Room.
Oh, Firewood King picking the correct pathing mostly to take to get it fast.
Darn, yeah. Number 10. There you go. If you guess number 10, congratulations. You win the satisfaction of being good at guessing. And Firewood King is on his way up Ganon's tower to start the gauntlet.
With how well equipped he is, I don't expect this to be too hard for him.
Nah, he should really be able to cut through this thing pretty quickly. He's got full upgrades on just about everything, so I think he does actually have full upgrades on everything. He's got silver arrows, red mail, riot shield, leather sword, half magic.
Yeah,
that's pretty much everything you need to get through this relatively quickly.
The only thing basically that would ever been kind of helpful is powder. It's the only thing we really missed.
Yeah. Who knows, maybe powder's hanging out somewhere here. one of the upper chests. Meanwhile, Dave taking a fight to Argus over there.
Solid finish.
Yes, he's gonna pick up crystal number 7. He'll be on his way up to Ganon's tower here. And he's got 15 hearts as well, so yeah. It doesn't quite have all of the heart upgrades, but 15 should do pretty well. Into the second land molus fight. Nice. 1, 2. Oh. And a sword swing. Almost 3 arrow kills there. That would have been very nice to see. A little bit of a refill here. We're heading up to the next floor. A little bit of a misplacement there on the Samaria block.
Yeah, I really like these rooms though.
Yeah. Still cleans it up though. Ah, that was a nice one there. Yeah, what's really nice about these rooms is there's actually a lot of puzzle built into them. You kind of think that it's a simple, go in here, clear out the boss kind of, clear out the enemies kind of thing. There's actually a lot of thought into how to get through there quickly.
Definitely.
We're up on the 6th floor now, Firewoodking. And it's Dave making his way up through Super Bunny Cave to get up to the top of Dark World East of Mountain.
So Dave will be joining our party shortly.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Fire's gonna go pay a nice little visit to an old friend here. Saw him earlier tonight. Once again, everybody, it's Moldorm! Yay! Oh, Moldorm, we've missed you. And he had to leave the party early. Well, that's a shame. What's in the validation chest? We're not going to find out from Firewood. He's going to skip right ahead.
Well, with how much Moldorm is in all these races, he has to be everywhere, so he doesn't have a lot of time to spend today.
Indeed. I mean, it's kind of late for me, but I'm feeling a little bit of sadness about that skip there. Validation just a double for Firewood. I had a nice shot there to get some more. Oh, this could be a triple. Indeed, it is. Nice, very nicely done. Just one more will send Firewood King off to the final fight against Ganon.
Yep. It is too bad that kind of Aga got pushed back, so it delayed him a little bit there.
Indeed. So this should be a pretty simple fight here for Firewood King with what he's got. I'm just kind of curious what Ganon's got to say. I feel like we keep ending up here, don't you? It's like deja vu all over again. I even have to agree. We seem to keep running into each other a lot.
So Dave chose the correct route when going straight left, so that's going to save him a little bit of time at least.
A little bit of time, but Fire's got himself quite a lead here. Already on to phase 3. Buttersword doing work. I'm curious. I don't think he's gonna go for the torch lich here.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I was kind of curious who was gonna try and do that. Oh, he's trying to get those doubles in.
Sadly, the gain in RNG wasn't too happy for him.
He's got one more hit here. Don't fall off. Ooh, nicely done. Very nicely done.
Firewood with a great race today. Ultimate Dave's starting to climb up to the top now, trying to get up his gauntlet play.
Mm-hmm. So here we go, once again, going back up through Gauntlet, this time with Dave. Oop, a bit of a fall there, but that will help him actually get through. Because he can use those iframes to kind of just dash through the cannonballs there.
Yep, the rooms are going pretty well for him so far. Handles that ice room nicely. I know that sometimes it gets really annoying with that ice. That last lemon was not wanting to work with him too well, but he got through it pretty well.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit fussy. So the good news for Dave, at least, is that he's making a fairly nice, fairly steady progress up through Gauntlet here. Up until that point there. Looks like he's gonna...
This is going to be close.
Yeah, hopefully get over there. Yep, yeah, there. Good. I always hate to see that when somebody does that and then the door slams in their face as soon as they get, like, right up to the point where they're gonna walk through it. It's so frustrating.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome, Firewood King. It was a great race you did today.
Congratulations on your win there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. GG to Dave. I see he's making it nice and close.
Yeah, he is just finishing up his run right now, actually.
Poor chat doesn't get to see what's in that chest there.
No, unfortunately. I was hoping Dave would open it up. I really wanted to see what was in there. It's probably like powder or something like that. You got so very quickly, did you how was your run tonight? Did you think that you were behind once you found that cane of Samaria sitting there in Misery Mire?
The moment that I thought I might have been behind was actually when I found the mitts at the bonk rocks. That's when I thought I was behind. But then I said to myself, even without the mitts, I think I got a lot done before I found the mitts. So I went into Mire because I knew I wasn't going into ice. I just not going into ice. And Cane and Mire is one of the more common trolls. So the Cane and Mire didn't throw me off too bad.
Gotcha. Yeah, we just kind of saw the Fury swipes there for a moment, and we thought, oh, maybe he's a little bit upset.
The Fury was more like, of course it's the Cane and Mire. Of course it is. Absolutely, it's the Cane and Mire.
Of course.
Did you ever think at any point to possibly check Ice Palace?
I was considering it. I mean, you might have toward the mid-end game there. I was trying my best not to go into Swamp, not to go into Ice. I did a couple of those overworld checks before I went into Swamp and did a full clear of Swamp. I did not want to go into Pendant Ice. I was considering it, and I was like, I will do everything else. I will go into Mire and double dip it to avoid Pendant Ice Palace.
Well, that's totally understandable. We had a long thought that a lot of the time through the race we thought it could have something. We ended up not, which ended up great for you, obviously.
Yeah, I figured Cane and Mire. That's the thing. I see Dave's only working with Tempered Sword. I ended up stacked at the end there. I had everything.
Yeah, well, the funniest thing actually is his go mode item was Mirror.
Mirror, that was... Oh, I forget now.
Hammer Pegs.
Hammer Pegs, that's right. Yeah, that's one of those locations that, you know, gets away from you and then you're not in Village of Outcasts again. And
so there was a lot of different choices that y'all did in some of your placements early. How did you feel about the race in the sense of did you feel like you ever need to do any kind of gambles?
I think going into Mire without the cane was about the biggest game. Maybe at the very beginning when I went into Desert, but you find early book and early fire source like that. I figured Desert was a pretty good play. I was a little worried. I did the unlock with the book, and while Link was sitting there praying, I was like, I don't really have like a reusable weapon yet. And then of course I find Fighter Sword and Hammer there in Desert, so the game bailed me out there.
And a GG there to Dave as well, as he just finishes up his Ganon fight.
GG to Dave. I hope he comes on in.
Well, I gave it a hell of a run, guys. GG's.
GG, man.
Thank you.
Oh, nice race, Ultimate Dave. GG to you, sir.
GG's, guys.
Hey, Dave. GG.
Hey, King. Good race, buddy.
Indeed. Good race all around. It actually was A lot closer
Just let
probably
you know we're good
than
whenever you want to. You can
maybe
hop in.
either of you thought for a while there. We had no mode for a
Come
while.
on in.
We had both of you looking for 2 items, and it was kind of a race to see who was going to
Nice
check
race,
the
Ultimate Dave.
places
GG
that
to you, sir.
we knew the items were first.
Hey, Dave. GG.
Yeah, I felt pretty good when I got the early ice rod. I thought that was going to be maybe get me at least back in after the execution mistakes towards the beginning of the run, especially with Mothula and all that stuff. So,
Well, I didn't even get to Mothula. I was just taking so many hits in the corridor, I bailed out and came back later, so...
yeah, I got to Mothula, choked on the fire rod shots, and then when I died, I just said, I'm going to go try to see if maybe I can get a few more items to make it a little bit easier, stock up on some bottles, and then come back once I've cleared Hera and keep moving from there.
I don't blame you.
You kind of had a death there as well at Vitreous, Dave. Was that obviously without the bow? It was a lot harder of a fight.
Yeah, I was
Normally
pretty
would've been.
nervous about that fight going in, knowing I was low health. My plan was to try to get through the first little bit of it, and then cane through the rest of it if I could, since I was a little bit lower in magic. But I should have used the cane a little bit earlier. I think I could have probably got through that okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things that even if it's something that you end up learning during the race, you just kind of have to give it a shot.
Oh,
So-
for sure. I was risking it all on that Vitreous fight. So
everybody in chat and us wants to know, when did you realize you could go to sick kid?
as soon as I died at Mothula, I went back and looked at my tracker and realized I had a bottle and just about slammed my controller at that point.
We kind of felt you probably felt that way, since the boots lead straight to flute after that too.
Yeah, had I found that earlier, it would have just made life so much easier.
Yeah, we were kind of watching early, and we saw Fire go up and do sick in, and like, oh, Dave probably will go up there too. And he just kind of slowly turned away and headed south, and we were like, oh no.
I
hope
think
he
that was just
remembers.
more of race nerves than anything.
Yeah, I had a ton of race nerves. I think if you watch my race, like, half of it is on bad execution and half of it's just, like, nerves and...
Yeah, I think a lot of my bad execution was a direct result of nerves, so...
Well, I will say, even though you didn't get the boots as early, you actually started catching up with some of your plays and your choices, and it's a lot closer, and I'm happy how it ended out in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I figured since I didn't have boots, I figured I'd try to just go for the fake flippers and maybe see if I could get into an item early. I did get the early tunic out of it, which wasn't bad, but I was hoping maybe that I would get a little break with either Waterfall Cave or Zora flippers.
Yeah, I did the fake flipper play before I even went into the Dark World, because I looked at my 5 hearts and my fighter sword and my green mail, and I was like, not happening.
Same, exactly. I was lucky enough to get the book early in Mini Moldworm, and I was like, well, if I get a little more magic, I'm going to make that play first, and then from there, we'll go from there. But that was kind of my thinking.
Well, I will say definitely GG to both of you guys. It was a great race.
Absolutely. GG's all the way around.
Thank you, GG.
Indeed, GG, guys.
So is there anything either y'all would like to add in relation to the race?
Well, I'll say on my end, I felt like once I kind of got through the first few dungeons and I got past Skullwoods finally, I felt like the nerves kind of settled down. I was just in the groove at that point. I was able to push forward, and I was really happy I found the Ice Rod when I did, because I felt like I was able to go Turtle Rock early. I actually made the mistake of going Dark World first. So when I realized I didn't have Mirror yet, I just rerouted to Hookshot Cave and got lucky in finding the bow there. So that, I feel like, was one of the better mistake moves I made. But
Oh yeah, totally understandable. A lot of the routing choices both y'all made, I was really agreeing with a lot of them. It just different places, but a lot of places had progression this seed.
Yeah, this was an all over the place one. I'm surprised it was only 163. That felt like a lot more to me.
yeah, I haven't even gotten to my chest count yet, so I'm waiting to see what mine actually is.
Yeah, I felt like as we were watching, it felt a lot more than 163 as well. Just kind of seeing everyone bounce all over the place looking for items. It was fun. It was definitely fun to watch you guys go at it.
Absolutely, it was a fun race. This was actually my first race with the event and or with Rando period, so I was really no regrets whatsoever on that.
All right, and with that, I would definitely say once again appreciate everybody for coming out and watching the race. Definitely give a follow to these runners. They worked their tails off in this race and did the best they could to take it home. Also, definitely give out a follow to Itaka. Did a great job with tracking the whole thing. And if you feel like you could possibly give me, JJ Blue, a follow, and Ninhong Tiger, who is a great commentator.
Thank you very much. It was good to commentate with you as well, JJ. You're pretty good yourself, so don't sell yourself short there.
Well, thank you guys for the commentary. JJ Blue, Nihon Tiger, really appreciate it. Thanks to Taka for the tracking, and thanks to Speed Gaming for the restream. Really appreciate getting some visibility.
Indeed. Make sure if you aren't following the Speed Gaming family of channels, I think we're up to Speed Gaming 5 that's doing at least the rando streams for this tournament. I think just Speed Gaming 1, that's just Speed Gaming 2, Speed Gaming 3, Speed Gaming 4, Speed Gaming 5, and the ALTTP Randomizer channels are also doing those, and there's 4 of those, so ALTTP Randomizer, and then 2, 3, and 4. So if you wanna not get any sleep and get a whole bunch of rando, I would probably say don't do that. Get some sleep. It's healthy for you. But if you want to catch as much rando action as you can over the next couple weeks as we work our way through the Swiss rounds here, make sure to follow all of those channels. And yeah, thank you guys very much for running. I appreciate having you guys run.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, and I really appreciate the restream on it. It was definitely a really fun race all the way around.
Yep, thanks a lot, GG. Have a good one.
GG's, everybody. Thanks for the commentary.
Indeed.
Have a good night, everybody.
And with that, we'll be putting the night onto the stream. Hope everybody has a great night. We do still have some races going on and some of the other ones. So definitely go in and check them out. And I hope everybody has a great night.
In fact, let me check real quick here, actually, and see what else we've got coming up tonight. I know we've got some late races that are coming up here. Let's see. We've actually got here in about 10 minutes' time, we've got a race. Sakura Tsubasa versus SK is going to be running here on Speed Gaming 3. Oh, actually, that's tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm sleepy, so about 12 hours from now, Sakura and SK are going to go at it. On Speed Gaming, actually, we have one more race tonight at 1:30 in the morning Eastern Time. Pink Kitty Rose versus Ganon's Gone Wild. So that is going to be kind of your, I guess, our late night entertainment for those of you who are going to be up that late. So that'll be over on Speed Gaming 1. And get a whole bunch more rando. Looks like starting tomorrow at 1 o'clock will be a whole bunch of games throughout the day. So be sure to follow all those channels. Keep an eye on the schedule for the latest here. And take care. Have a good night, everybody. Or good morning if you're over in Europe. You're watching this. Hello. Other than that, that's it for now. Take care, guys.
Have a good one.